Chapter 1. The Auction Block. The air was hot with the scent of rusted metal, sweat, and despair. The slave market on Talvex station buzzed like a wasp's nest. Creatures of every shape and color milled about, shouting bids, bartering credits, and prodding captives with taser rods. I stood near the rear edge of the platform, hands cuffed behind my back, jaw clenched. The slavers hadn't touched me yet. I was premium stock, as they called it, saved for the elite buyers. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I carried. "You there. Up front." The command came from a Krelvaki auctioneer, its tentacled face twitching with anticipation. I moved forward without resisting. Better not to raise suspicion yet. As I stepped into the light, the crowd hushed. I was human, one of the last truly unclaimed ones in this quadrant, tall, defiant, with a dark scar running from temple to chin. That scar meant survival to some. It meant value to others. "Lot 47, the auctioneer said, voice slithering through the speaker. "Fully grown. Combat trained. No known defects. Starting bid, 10,000 threnics." Hands and tendrils shot up from the audience. Offers fired like plasma bolts. 15,000. 20. 35. And then came the voice. "I will offer 100,000. And a trade, information the guild wants." The crowd turned. Hush fell. Standing at the base of the steps was a Ralvan slaver draped in obsidian robes. His skin like hammered bronze, his eyes, glowing silver. Guild. That was the word that made even the boldest creatures flinch. The auctioneer paused, then nodded. "Accepted." They dragged me off the stage and into a guarded hoverpod. No chains. No blindfold. Just silence as we lifted off Talvex and arced toward the stars. Chapter 2. The Offer. The slaver's chamber aboard the dreadnought was cold, clinical, and luxurious, like a palace dipped in ice. I stood before him, now dressed in sleek prisoner garb. My hands were free. "I know who you are," he said. My heart stuttered, but I kept my face still. "You're Jalen Reese, former vanguard of Earth's interstellar fleet, decorated war hero, presumed dead after the Battle of Veridin Rift." He wasn't wrong, but the name meant little now. "I didn't pay that much for a soldier," he continued. "I paid it for what you stole." My jaw twitched. "I don't know what you're talking about." The slaver smiled. "You will. Because I'm going to make you a deal." I laughed. A dry, bitter sound. "Slavers don't make deals." "We're not savages," he said, stepping closer. "We're merchants. Everything has a price. Even freedom." My silence invited his pitch. "You give me what you took from Veridin Rift. The data core. The wormhole coordinates. Whatever's on that relic ship. You give me all of it, and I let you go." I didn't answer. He raised a brow. "Name your price." I leaned in slightly. My voice was low, steady, and sharp. "Take it all." He blinked. "What?" "I'll give it all to you. Every bite. Every secret. Every piece of intel the guild's been hunting for 5 years. You'll be a god among slavers." His grin widened. "And what do you want in return?" Smiled. "I want all of them. Every slave on this ship. Free. Transported to safety. That's the price." Chapter 3. Blood and Circuitry. The slaver narrowed his eyes. "You're insane." "No," I said. "You said everything has a price. That's mine." He paced, fingers twitching. "Do you know how many thousands of credits each one represents? How many buyers are expecting shipments?" "I do," I said. "And I also know the guild doesn't negotiate. But if you give them what I have, they'll make you richer than any market could." You can't guarantee that. I can guarantee this: if you kill me or refuse, they'll never get it. Because the data's in my head. Memory bonded. Locked with a neural cipher. You only get it if I give it willingly. He stared at me, eyes calculating. Then he said the only word that mattered. Deal. Chapter 4. The Data and the Damned. I lay on the cold interface bed as the slaver's neurotechs hovered around me. Tubes slid into my arms. Cords connected to my scalp. One wrong move and I could fry my own mind and theirs. But I didn't. I let them access it. Coordinates. The guild schematics. The quantum signatures of the ancient wormhole buried in the Veridin rift. Everything. Took hours. And when it was done, I was hollow. But I smiled. Because as the last data stream uploaded, I slipped in a worm of my own. Virus. Something Earth's resistance had developed before the fleet fell. An ancient code laced into the neural signal. A timed detonation protocol designed to disrupt the guild's hyperdrives across 12 sectors. The slaver had no idea. And I didn't care if I made it out. I just wanted them to burn. Chapter 5. The Exodus. To his credit, the slaver kept his word. Perhaps because he thought he'd won. Within hours, the dreadnought docked at a neutral colony on Elcarus 9. Hundreds of slaves, young and old, alien and human, stepped off the ship under guard. But the guards carried no weapons. Not today. I walked with them. Free. They were stunned. Confused. Many cried. Some laughed. Some didn't trust it and refused to leave. But most did. I stood at the end of the ramp, watching the last child step onto the grass of a world that had no chains. You're a fool, the slaver said beside me. Turn. You could have had anything. Wealth. Power. Command. I looked at him. My eyes burned. Not with anger but with clarity. You never understood the value of a soul. Chapter 6. Fire in the Stars. I was on the transport shuttle when the first transmission hit. The guild's subspace relays began to collapse. Warp drives failed. Their fleets scattered in chaos. A chain reaction of shutdowns rippled across their empire like dominoes falling into fire. The virus worked. The coordinates were real. But the moment they tapped into the ancient gates network, my payload activated. And in that moment, I knew the resistance would rise again. Not for revenge, but for the enslaved. Chapter 7. The Ones Who Remain. Years passed. I became a whisper in the stars. The man who gave up everything. The soldier who broke the guild. Some say I died that day. Some say I still travel the outer rims, freeing one soul at a time. Doesn't matter. What matters is this. In every dark corner of the galaxy, where chains still rattle and eyes still plead for help, someone remembers. Someone resists. And somewhere out there a slaver whispers, "Name your price." And someone like me answers, "Take it all."